Hi guys, what are your motivators and are they the right motivators? What better time to have this discussion than a Monday morning, and this is when I'm recording it. So it doesn't matter whether you're a business owner, a business leader or a sales professional, having clear motivators is the key to your success. High performers have strong motivators. The ones that I coach, they clearly know what their motivators are and the right ones. So today we're going to cover three things. First of all, what are motivators? The second one is the difference between good motivators and not so good motivators. And the third but not least, how you can find the right motivators for you. So if we firstly talk about what motivators are. Well, motivators are simply this. It's the things that inspire us and give us energy to get up every morning, go and do what we're doing and get to the best outcome and to the highest performance that we can do. So what's that kind of drive within to kind of get us there? And we clearly know in our minds where we're going in the direction. So when I'm coaching individuals, one of the first questions I'll ask them is what is their why, which is very similar. It's about why they're doing what they're doing each day and what inspires them, and is it inspiring, and is it the right thing? I had a recent example where I was brought into a business. The staff had been there a long time, and before I go into the training on technical tactics and things like that, I want to talk to the individuals, and I ask the individuals this question is, what inspires you, or what are your motivators, or what is your why for what you do? And it was really interesting. These people had been with the business for a long time, but they couldn't really articulate what that was. And and some of the responses I got were kind of a little bit kind of concerning in a way. One was, I come to work because I've got to pay the mortgage. The other one is, I've been here for so long, I don't know what else I can do. And there's just kind of like, it's not motivating enough for you to kind of get through your challenging days. That's the key to it, and it doesn't give you the purpose. So on the other flip side of the coin, because my job today is to actually motivate you, not demotivate you, when I'm working with high performers, they can articulate it really well. They often say things like, look, I've got a young family, and the purpose of me doing what I'm doing to the best I can is to actually provide a great future for them. I want to inspire my wife, I want to inspire my children, my partner, and I want to be the best that I can be. And that makes a great motivator. It's like very, inspiring, and one that will be there for many years. The caution on that one though is, from my own experience, is that your motivator will change as your life changes. So it's important that we reflect on a regular basis to see what our motivators are and are they the right ones for us at the moment. The other ones I hear about often are financial. I'm doing it because I want to financially better myself and put myself in a good financial position. The interesting thing is though, when I'm working with high performers, the financial aspect is normally the byproduct of what is their motivator. So it's just the byproduct, it's not the core driver, and that's an important one to remember as well, because often people will put something on a financial aspect, but it's not enough to get you through a longer term kind of drive. So just if that is your driver, I'm not saying it's a bad one, but just maybe reflect how it connects with something else that's more inspiring for you on the longer term. The other motivator is career advancement. I hear that a lot. Often people want to develop in their career. My key coaching on that is to ask yourself why you want the career advancement, what's behind that, because that's probably a real motivator for you, opposed to just saying I want to be elevated into a different role, and understanding the why behind it. So, which leads me to the kind of point number 2, which is what are the good motivators. We've talked a little bit about them, but what are probably the ones that you want to try and avoid? So if it's not inspirational, my whole thing is you want to find something that's inspiring, something that's going to drive you every morning. You'd be kind of, I want to get to work, I want to do whatever you're looking at doing, because the drive and the motivator is so strong. the challenge I often see in high performers is that they are high performers, but they're using stress to be their motivator. So stress creates the urgency often. It helps individuals overcome procrastination. They tend to act quicker on things because they're kind of the anxiety and the stress. However, on that, there's consequences with it, and it's not really a good motivator. It can't be maintained long term. There's always going to be the consequences to it, which is health and mental health as well. So it's one that's often used and the individual's not actually aware of it. And I see it normally when I'm talking with them through the emotional kind of side of things as well. So my coaching on that is, if you're using stress as a motivator, just be cautious of it, because you'll normally turn to things band-aiding the consequences. And I see the common ones are alcohol abuse. The second one is eating disorders. And the third one I see quite often is basically medication. So to band-aid the impacts of stress. So just be cautious of that one. If it is a motivator for you, seek some assistance and some guidance for it, and look how you can realign your motivators in a more healthy way. One of the strongest ones I see is particularly with people that have been very successful in their career. They look at a greater purpose. The greater purpose is not all about within. They're looking about how they can inspire others around them or help others around them. That tends to be a great motivator, and it's for the right reasons. It's not for just self-gratification, but for the right reasons. And then again, the benefits of other things come from that. So look into that. It doesn't have to be a religious belief or anything like that, but look at something that you're really passionate about and how you can align that with what you do day to day. So the third one is, how do you find the right motivators for you? And this is an interesting one, because there is really no right or wrong overall, because it comes to a personal, what is your motivator? And we're all kind of driven by different things. So my tips for this is to write it down. Write down a short-term motivator for you. Maybe it's the next 6 months, then the next 12 months, and then write down the long-term motivator. What does it look like longer term? You'll find that you can start to align things very effectively through that, because you're not looking at something that's way down the track, or not looking at something that's just straight. You're looking at kind of like a bit of a journey, and then set your reset points on where you're going to review these motivators. So is it going to be once a week, once a quarter? Is it going to be daily? It comes back to you individually again, what works for you. For me, it's weekly. I like doing it at the end of each week, and I sit down and I ask 3 questions of myself. First of all, did I achieve what I set out to do this week? That's important, a bit of self-accountability. The second one, did I treat others with kindness and respect, which is a behaviour? And the third one is, how did I impact on others and make their life better in this week in some way? And I normally rate myself 1 to 10 on each one of those. And I put my hand up and say it's not often I get a 10 across all 3, but it's not the point of that self-sabotage. It's the point of just the awareness, bringing it to your awareness, and it's the constant reminder, this is where I'm aiming for, this is my motivator, and it's a good one. If you find that something's not aligning there and there's a gap, which often happens, you go, well, that's changed. Then it's time to review and reflect again and see what you can change in your motivators to give you that drive and that passion. So what are the benefits? I guess, what's the benefits to having these motivators and having them really clear in your mind? I can see it with the individuals I coach. The ones, there's a gap often between an average performer and a high performer. The high performer really knows what their motivators are. They get through things a lot easier. Like, there's generally challenges that we face. It would be great with life if you didn't have challenges, but there's challenges that come your way. And if you know what your motivators are, you quickly reset and overcome those challenges at a faster pace. You tend to be more focused on what counts and what serves you well, rather than getting lost in things that don't serve you well, or and I keep on bringing this back in a number of the series I talk about or sessions, and that is, over 6,000 thoughts traveling through your mind every day. Are they the right thoughts? And motivators will help you align with that and keep you in check and well aligned. So if you need help developing your motivator, or if you'd like some coaching with your teams, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to help. It's a great subject. It's a great topic. Find the motivator, find the one that's right for you, challenge yourself on it, and review it on a consistent basis. The next session we're going to talk about is consistency. It kind of, again, aligns really well with the motivator. But if we see high performers in leadership and in other professions, business ownership, you can see one thing that's very common amongst all of them, and that is the ability to be consistent. So I'm going to share that with you in our next session. Have a great day and a great week ahead.